JR.
Top of day to you. This is the JR Show. I am your host, JR Flores. You're listening to Kern Radio. Check us out online, kernradio.com. You can download that Kern Radio app to your smart device. Take us on all of your holiday vacations, wherever you go this winter. And you can also watch us on YouTube. Head over to YouTube, hit the search Kern Radio, hit that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell every day. We are live at 2:05, plus other times. Heck, I might go live from the Christmas parade tonight. Who knows? So go over to YouTube and give us a subscription, follow, a like, share, tell your friends. What do the kids say, Chris? What are they saying nowadays?
I think it's still like,
subscribe.
Subscription is probably a good one. I like
smash the notification bell.
Subscription.
Drop some notes in the comments. I don't know what the kids are saying. I know what Google is saying, that what most people search for, and the one that I thought would be on there isn't on there. I'll tell you a little bit about that. We do have a great show for you lined up. Many guests coming in. It's going to go by fast. It's only an hour. But we have the president of Bakersfield Christian High School, Mr. Matt Guinn, stopping by. He's going to talk about BCHS's new role at Stockdale Christian School, and how, if you want to get your kid into private school, how you can do that. Some of the benefits, as I know personally, of being in a private education. We'll also talk with Miss Cassie Bittle. Most of you know who she is. For those that don't, she is one of the owner-operators of a KC Steakhouse and the Stockyard right next door. She is also on the Planning Commission, and she is also a member of the Jail Board Task Force. That last one is the most important, as Cassie, Miss Bittle, called me yesterday, yesterday evening or so. And whenever my phone rings and it's Cassie, I smile, because I know it's going to be a great conversation.
I say, get him, Cassie.
And she is going to help us break down. I had a great conversation. I think we talked for over an hour yesterday, and we'll break down what happened in yesterday afternoon's. I believe this is the third meeting of the Jail Bed Task Force. I only roll my eyes, as those watching on YouTube can see, because it's spearheaded by one councilman, Bob Smith. And the only reason Bob Smith is doing the darn thing is because he needs to get reelected. And I know of at least one, if not two people, that are set to run against him when he goes up for reelection soon. And so Bob Smith has nothing to hang his hat on except the millions of dollars that his boys have made in their real estate developments here locally. So Bob needs to hang around on the city council, one would assume. And so this is what he is attempting. And if this comes through and actually works, he's going to get all the credit for not doing a darn thing except holding a gavel and hitting it on the table during the meeting and saying everything went positive. Everything is going positive. It's positive. Things are looking very positive. Well, that's only because of one person, and we'll talk to her at 2:30. So stay tuned as Miss Cassie Bittle stops by to talk about jail beds. Oh goodness, what else is going on? Oh, the other one that here locally just gets me going. You guys know how I feel about DUIs. Well, this one in particular has really captured my attention. Miss Madison Williams, if you don't remember, crashed her car back in September of 2022 over there off of Taft Highway. And what her lawyer said is a very dangerous intersection there. Very, very dangerous. To which her lawyer also tried to say, you see, her blood alcohol level was higher 2 hours after the accident, but she wasn't that drunk when she actually got into the accident. That's what he wanted us to believe. She was drinking, we admit, but she must have pounded those margaritas literally as she was starting her car. If you believe what the lawyer is telling you, that, well, her blood alcohol content only got that high 2 hours later, meaning she wasn't as drunk as you think she was when she crashed into a house, caught it on fire, causing injuries to all of the occupants, including an infant in which a skull was fractured. But it was none of that was her fault. It was the dangerous intersection, and she wasn't as drunk as you think she was. Well, Miss Madison Williams was supposed to be sentenced today in court, but that has now been postponed till next Thursday. And I'm going to say it doesn't look too promising for those of us that would like to see Miss Williams go to jail for a very long time. She is facing, or the prosecution is seeking, 16-year prison term. I think she deserves that. I seriously do. This wasn't her first DUI. This wasn't her first DUI in 6 months. This probably hasn't been her last DUI if you look at her social media. But Miss Williams, you see, isn't worried about any of that. She's got a lot of money, very prominent here in the community. Got herself a good lawyer who thought she was going to get her off, and still might. Because you see, now they're saying that Miss Williams might be eligible for probation. Even though, like I said, after the accident was still seen out and about drinking, partying it up in Mexico, saying things like, and this is allegedly, so don't come and sue me, Miss Williams. Somebody told me that somebody heard you say, well, I can take care of them. I have the money. And as we'll learn throughout the show, the theme of this show, it's all about accountability and personal responsibility, which Miss Williams has none. And she'll probably never learn it, because they actually might give probation to this woman. They postponed it. Judge Kenneth Twisselman II said his question is whether she's a suitable candidate. He asked for a supplemental report be prepared to lay out the terms Williams would face if given probation. The report is expected to be ready a couple of days ahead of the sentencing hearing, so attorneys will have time to review it and prepare arguments. If this woman walks away with probation after not getting one, but two, I think her third DUI, from what I could tell, continued to drink and not show any remorse after the accident, again, in which she caused a house to catch fire, all of the occupants to be injured, including an infant. And another person that told me that night, who was on the scene, or know somebody who was on the scene, said all she really cared about was that Mercedes-Benz C300. How are we going to get that out of the house? But yet she's going to walk because of who she probably knows and how much money she's probably got. It's freaking ridiculous. Let's take an early break, Chris, see if our guest is here. We have president of Bakersfield Christian High School, Mr. Matt Guinn, is stopping by. Talk to us about their role with Stockdale Christian. Not only that, BCHS has a big football game tomorrow. They get to host a state playoff game, and if they win tomorrow night, they go off to the state championship. Kickoff, I believe, is 7:30 out there on the corner of Stockdale and Allen. We'll talk to the president of Bakersfield Christian High School, Matt Guinn, coming up next, plus Cassie Bittle, owner, operator, Casey's Steakhouse, the Stockyard right next door. also on the Planning Commission and the Gel Bed Task Force. Will tell us about the Gel Bed Task Force meeting yesterday afternoon, who was in attendance, who said what, and what she had to say. This is the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. We'll be right back.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. The Ralph Bailey Show. Weekdays from 3 till 6 p.m.
The whole Tara Reid story is kind of funky.
What's that?
The girl from American Pie who claimed she went to a hotel bar, had a glass of wine, got a smoke, came back, was drugged. But what's hinky is she said that the hospital didn't tell her what the drug was. She didn't call the cops. She didn't ask for film from the hotel. It just doesn't sound right.
On News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Bear Mountain Sports wishes you a happy holiday season. Come shop the final days of the Bear Mountain Sports moving sale. They have tons of camo, hunting and fishing accessories, plus lots of hard-to-find merchandise. Clear out prices at up to 90% off, and knives, books, and holsters deeply discounted. One of the best gifts you can buy is security. Bear Mountain Sports is the Berna Less Lethal headquarters. Shop their full selection of less lethal, legal-to-carry products. From pistols that shoot projectiles at up to 400 feet per second to the rifle versions. The Bear has made some staffing changes to serve you better. Come see them soon at their new location in the Pioneer Plaza at Morning Drive in Pioneer. But for now, it's the Bear Mountain Sports Big Moving Sale. Going on right now at Weecash Highway and Highway 58. For more info, call 366 Camo.
Now you get to see me at my job. I always see you at your work. Now you get to see me at my work.
Busier than ever, especially with the holidays. I'm a planner and try to think of it all. But what about the unexpected?
Yeah.
Now, I've got that
Sometimes we'll
covered.
take the back.
My husband and I
Go around by
got
the
life
park.
insurance with Select
That
Quote,
back row.
and I couldn't believe how easy and affordable it was. I'm 40 and got a
We'll go over and bikes all the
$500,000 policy
We'll go
for
out on the bike trail.
$16 a month.
And
My
we'll start,
husband's
sometimes
also
we'll start
40,
like
and
on
his
Stockdale and
$500,000 policy is only $18 a
Callaway.
month. Plus,
But
with
closer
Select
to
Quote's
Callaway,
same-day
we're-
coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the
And then
time
we'll
we
ride
hung
up
up.
to
This
the
holiday
park.
season, I
And then you
feel
gotta
a little
park for a little
lighter,
bit and then
knowing my
right back.
family is
Yeah.
protected and ready for
Sometimes
whatever
we'll
the
even
new
start
year
down
throws
here
our
more
way.
towards
Call Select Quote at
Trucks and
1-800-970-3311. That's 1-800-970-3311.
We'll
Or
start
go
here
to
and we'll ride down to,
selectquote.com to get
Beach
your
Park or
free
something.
quote today. That's 1-800-970-3311.
Keep her active,
Some
keep her
example
busy.
rate at
Was
selectquote.com.
it yesterday?
The
Last night we jumped
Armstrong
in the car.
and
We were
Getty
driving
Show.
over to my sister's house.
Weekdays
to hang
noon
out.
to 2 on
And,
News Talk
my mom was riding with us, and
96.1
she's
and
always like,
AM
"Mom's
1180
doing my mom's stuff." But she knows she won't
Now,
ask for dad's
back to
phone.
the
She won't
JR
give it.
Show.
Which my mom will give it to her. And I said, "You don't need the phone." I said, "How about we play a game that I used to play when we were kids?" Because I didn't have a phone when we were in the car. I said, we counted Christmas lights. So as kids in the back of the car, we would drive around and see who could count the most Christmas lights around Christmas time. And at first she was like, "Oh, that's not gonna be fun." And then as soon as it started, oh, she was into it, dude. I was like, yeah, you got to keep them active, man. You have to keep them off of this thing. You know what I mean? So, all right, we're gonna talk SES. If you want to, it's up to you. You don't need to. SES. Yeah. And then the game tomorrow. All right. Welcome back. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. Oh, thanks, Big Dog. Big Dog said he's watching on his 90-inch TV right now. So smile, Mr. Guinn. We're on a big screen for my Big Dog parent watching us. Thanks, Big Dog. Always enjoy getting text messages from people while I'm on the radio. It's the JR Show. Welcome back. It's Kern Radio. Check us out online, kernradio.com. Download the Kern Radio app to your smart device. Check us out on YouTube. All kinds of ways to get connected to us. Also on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and X. Just look up Kern Radio. I'm also there. JR Flores, or why not JR? Want to welcome my next guest, not a stranger to this show by any means. Heck, I see him more, I think, than sometimes I see my own family members. This guy's around so much. It is the president of Bakersfield Christian High School, Mr. Matt Guinn. Welcome back to the show, sir.
Thank you, JR. It's nice to be here. Also the president of Stockdale Christian.
Well, that's what I was going to say now. Yeah, that's what we're here to talk about. And that's why I see you more and more since you guys have kind of taken over that role at first in kind of a, what would you call not official, but now it's become official. And now you've also extended the contract and ready to step into it completely.
Yeah.
but I get to see you almost every day now.
Just about. We see you coming first, and then they send me out to the front gate
to catch it.
Yes.
Talk to me about the partnership here. It's been one in the making for what, almost a year and a half now?
Yeah, it's going to be about a year come February. So Stockdale Christian was going through a leadership transition. The church, Bakersfield First Assembly, ran the school at the time.
And they were going through a transition kind of because they were bringing in a new pastor.
Yes.
So there was a lot of change. I know, because full disclosure, my daughter is a third grader at Stockdale Christian.
She is.
So I know what was happening at the time. You know what I mean? I knew all the different components that were moving around as far as with the church and the school.
Well, they were looking for some stability, and they wanted some local leadership, and they were gracious enough to think of Bakersfield Christian and the job that we're doing over there on Stockdale and Allen. And so they invited us in for some conversations, and that led to a management agreement with them. But as we've been in there, and I've been working there since April on campus, we both, our board and Bakersfield's first board, started to vision out, well, what would it look like if it was a permanent solution,
Right.
you know, and really the opportunity to develop a program that would take kids from 5 to 18 and build activities and an instructional program that just is so far different than anywhere else here in town, started to kind of capture our imagination. And so we figured out a way to make it work, where Bakersfield Christian now will be fully in charge of the school, and we'll partner with the church, and that we're going to keep the campus there. But from this point forward, Bakersfield Christian is now in charge.
Full operational in charge.
Yes.
President Guinn is now also double president.
President.
And you play the role nice. I see you all the time. I don't know how you do it. I'll show up at the football game at Bakersfield Christian High School. You're at the football game. I'm like, I just saw you earlier at the gate over there at Stockdale Christian. And it's not like you're just sitting in the office. They got you working.
Yes.
You'll work gates. You'll do car pickup lines. You're doing
Good.
all kinds of stuff, which I think is great.
Yes, I want to give a shout out to Bill Thomas and the Thomas Roads Project. The Parkway is what's made it totally possible. It's awesome when I'm going to Los Angeles now. I can get
Just
there
go
much
right,
faster.
boom.
But getting back and forth between BCHS and SCS, that's very convenient. Obviously, our phones and our computers help us to kind of be in two places at once. But I split my day between both schools, and it's a lot of fun seeing a kindergartner in the morning and going to the football game at night. It's pretty special.
Talk to me about that, because now you mentioned it. You get kids from 5 years old, all the way to 18. You get them from pre-K, because they've got pre-K over here at Stockdale Christian. You know what I mean? All the way from there to graduating high school now. Tell me how that benefits not only Bakersfield Christian, but Stockdale Christian as well.
Yeah, I mean, we can start. I mean, the thing that gets me most excited as a school person is thinking through, okay, what do we want the end result to be for a senior in high school? And then starting to map that back all the way down to kindergarten.
Because I've heard, and I don't know if you've heard this, I think there's a book, Ralph Bailey talks about it all the time. College starts at kindergarten.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, the three things that I think set our school apart is that we're Christ-centered. Jesus comes first, and that's what our mission is. 2, we're student-focused. So we have the ability in private education to really pivot quickly and develop programs and activities that are beneficial to the kid. And then 3, we partner with families. So if you think about it, if you're a family out there and you're thinking, what's going to be my kid's educational future and what's college going to look like, you can join us, at 5 years old, and we can start mapping out what that's going to look like and forming that partnership early to get you and your child to where they need to be come graduation time, their senior year of high school.
Yeah, because by the time they enter their freshman year at Bakersfield Christian, you already know what that kid's like now. You know his tendencies, what he really is excelling in, but you also know maybe the areas that he needs help more. The things that he likes basketball more, you know what I mean? So you can gear him into those programs as he goes through the different stages of school.
Yeah, schools are all about relationships. I mean, it's almost 100% relationship driven. And so being able to form that partnership with a family and really tailor programs, activities to what's in the kid's best interest is what gets all of us excited about coming to work each day. You can go and work at a lot of different schools and doing
amazing
things, but it's a little bit different in what we're doing because it is so much relationship driven, and to be able to continue that on and not have it leave us at 8th grade was important. At Bakersfield Christian, we need our other partners in Christian education to be strong, to be stable. Right. We want families to have good experiences at those places so that they're prone to bring their kids to BCHS. And we see this as just another avenue towards being able to do that with our relationship with SES.
And I mean, the benefits of Bakersfield Christian High School. I've been on that campus many times, worked with the kids before. We have a partnership here at Kern Radio with your guys' broadcasting. The fact that you guys have a broadcasting department at Bakersfield Christian High School, you know what I mean? Yeah. It blew me away. And so being able to work with Mr. Hudson and those students with the broadcasting, and I see those benefits that okay. Yeah, as she's only in 3rd grade, I can look to that future and go, yeah, that would be cool. Those things are cool. They have the beach volleyball courts. I know she likes volleyball. They have, you know what I mean?
Right.
You see those things, and it's just, and the students there. Every time Coach Carr brings in one of these students, I mean, they have the utmost respect for their elders. I'm only 45, and they're like, yes, sir. Excuse me. I am not a sir. I am just, please, you're making me feel old. But these kids, and being able, like you said, to be able to get a hold of them early, I think is very, very, very key and beneficial in their growth.
Yeah, 100%. It's about culture, it's about climate, it's about instilling solid biblical principles in them. It's about coming alongside a parent and reinforcing the things that the parent wants to make sure are happening at home. And doing that all in an environment that's really driven towards giving God all the honor and glory. That's one of the things, if people have been following along with the football program, you see that through them. It's very rare that in our interaction with the boys on the team, where they'll talk about winning, but they talk about their coaches all the time.
Oh, yeah.
They talk about each other.
Yeah.
They talk about how grateful they are to be at the school, which warms my heart.
They do.
So it's been pretty special to watch them have the success, which, by the way, since you guys have been broadcasting the games back-to-back
I'm just
section
saying,
champions.
And now going on to state.
Yes.
And that's the big game tomorrow. Talk about that. That's over there. You get to host it.
Yes, we get to host, which is always a little stressful when you're the host as an administrator. A lot of people there in the building. You want to make sure everybody's safe. But we're playing La Habra for the Southern Section CIF Division II Championship. Right. Just us and Kennedy are the only 2 Kern County teams.
Right, so representing.
The whole county needs to rally behind us both. Shout out Kennedy. But we're excited about the matchup. The Cars, as our coaches, are always confident in their ability to prepare. Talk to some coaches today. How do you feel about practice this week?
Yeah.
Since we don't really have any common opponents with La Habra.
Yeah, that's the difficult part of preparing.
Yeah, but they feel like the boys have had a good week of practice, and so we're excited to kick it off tomorrow.
Yeah, and if you guys want to come out, again, kickoff is at 7:30, and you can get there at the corner of Stockdale and Allen. If the people want to get plugged into either Bakersfield Christian High School or Stockdale School, how do they do that?
Yeah, you can go to our website, and there's all the information about the enrollment. If you're a parent and you got a student that's ready to come in, or if you just want to help out and give, we're always looking for new donors
ways to give,
to support us. And so there's opportunities to do that on our website. But we'd love to have you, love to bring you in for a tour, show you around, and tell you all the good things that are happening at Stockdale Christian and at BCHS.
Yeah, just come to the office and set you up, or call the school and they'll set you up with the tour. They're doing them almost every weekly where you guys take families around and stuff like that. So, and if you guys have any questions, you can always call me. My daughter goes there. We'll be there all the way through. All the way through. Thanks for stopping by, Ms. Guinn. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'll be out at the game tomorrow. You guys should too. Kickoff 7:30, Bakersfield Christian High School, corner of Stockdale and Allen. Come back after the break. It's Cassie Bittle. Try to. I do it.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. A man arrested by the FBI in its investigation into who placed pipe bombs in Washington before the January 6, 2021 riot at the U.S. Capitol has been charged with explosives offenses. Attorney General Pam Bondi on Thursday identified the man as Brian Cole Jr. of Woodbridge, Virginia. Minutes after police approached Luigi Mangione in a Pennsylvania McDonald's, he told an officer he didn't want to talk. That's according to video and testimony at a court hearing Thursday for the man charged in the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. The proceedings started Monday and could extend to next week. Mixed day on Wall Street as the Dow was down by 32 points. The NASDAQ rose 51. More details at srnnews.com.
From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
I'm Chris Davis. The pilot that had to hit the eject button in a remote area of San Bernardino County Wednesday morning is expected to make it. The plane did not. The Thunderbird F-16C Fighting Falcon went down in a dry lake bed, says the Air Force. The cause of the crash is not being discussed publicly yet. A man killed in a McFarland wreck on Thanksgiving Day about 1 p.m. at the intersection of Kendria Street and Elmo Highway has been ID'd as 60-year-old Jose Druso Ferrick. His vehicle was hit by another. If you have some extra steak, beef, or ribs, Calm, the California Living Museum, says you are welcome to bring that by their zoo on Alfred Harrell Highway, where their meat-eating animals would love to have it. I'm Chris Davis in the KERN Newsroom with news every half hour or when it breaks on FM 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now, all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
Protect your home and auto by bundling them with Progressive, and you'll have a little less to worry about. But you'll find other things to worry about. Like that text you just got from your boss. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Hey, call me when you get a sec. Oh, hey, call me when you get a sec. Yeah, this is bad. Oh, well, at least you protected your home and auto with Progressive, so you don't have to worry about that. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Start your day right. First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m.
On the Friday edition of the First Look program, the Nutcracker's coming up, and we will have a ballerina. We always have ballerinas in the studio. Obviously, we'll do that. We will have news, we'll have traffic, we'll have weather. It's all happening 6 to 9 a.m. right here at News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
First Look with Scott Cox, 6 to 9 a.m. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. The Charlie Kirk Show, weekdays at 6 p.m. on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the JR Show.
I always like to play air drums to this song. I don't know. Welcome back. It's the JR Show. It's online, kernradio.com. Download the Kern Radio app to your smart device and watch us streaming live on YouTube. Just head over there and search up Kern Radio. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. Come live with us every single day. Not only that, Ralph Bailey follows us at 3:05, and you can go back and watch past episodes. Be like, did JR really say that? Yes, I did. And now you can, it's on tape, so I can't even deny it. Not that I would. So yeah, there's that. I want to thank Bakersfield Christian High School president and now president of Stockdale. I always want to say Stockdale Elementary, but it goes all the way through junior high, really. So it's just Stockdale Christian School. They are now fully involved in operating that, which I am so pleased, as my daughter, like I said, is a third grader at Stockdale Christian School. I always catch flack. I always feel like, and I wasn't going to say this when Mr. Guinn was in here because I didn't want to drag him in the conversation, but I always feel like parents are offended that I have my daughter in private school. I always get that. Like, they think somehow because I send my daughter to private school that that, and it's not a knock on public education. It's not. If anything, the thing that's probably superior to, and I'm going to get in trouble probably for using that word, to public education with private is parent involvement. So that's not a knock on teachers. That's not a knock on the public education system. If anything, it's, you guys know me. It's some people's parents. So, and it's not, and don't take it as a personal knock on you. Just get involved, get engaged in your kid's life. It doesn't mean you have to get them into private school. Just be involved with whatever they're involved in. Be engaged. Let them show them that you care. The more that you invest your time and show that you give a darn about what they're doing, the more they'll care and give a darn about what they're doing and do better. So just, if anything, it's parent engagement over anything. And parents at least seem to be more involved in private school, maybe because there's actual monetary investment involved. If I'm paying for this darn thing, you better believe I'm going to know what's going down. But I want to thank Mr. Matt Guinn for stopping by. Always welcome on the program. And get out and support them tomorrow, the Bakersfield Christian High School varsity football team. Kickoff is at 7:30, playing for a spot in the state championships. If they win, they go on, and they'll play in that next week. So go out there and support them. Corner of Stockdale and Allen. Cassie Bittle is on the line. She is with, she wears the mini hats. My fair friend, she wears the mini hats. She owner operator over at Casey's Steakhouse. She has the stockyard right next door, 2525 F Street. She is also sitting on the planning commission, and she is also sitting now on the jail bed task force. They had a meeting yesterday, and then I got a phone call yesterday evening. And I always love when my phone rings and it says Cassie Bittle on it. And now on the phone with us today, this afternoon, Miss Cassie Bittle. How are you doing, madame?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you, JR?
I am always fantastic when I talk to you. I love our conversations. I love our conversations about the city. I love that we don't always agree on things, but we discuss them and we talk them all the way through. And we try to go, okay, this is where we're at with this, and how do we move it forward? That's why I always enjoy our conversations, Cassie.
You and me both. And I think that's one of the many reasons that I love Bakersfield so much is the community and the businesses are always looking towards solutions and how we can make this the most vibrant, wonderful place to live and do business. And it's those conversations that we have, those roundtables and those phone calls that continue making this place work the wonderful way that it does.
And you guys had one yesterday, a little roundtable yesterday afternoon. I believe this is the third meeting now for the jail bed task force. Let me see who was in attendance. I know Bob Smith was there because he's the one that put this little thing together. And then Zach Bashertash, I believe, is also in attendance for the city, correct?
Yes,
City Council.
That's one of the other business owners too that has a seat at the table. Being in the auto mall, he's been at the front lines of a lot of the crime that California's caused us over the last 8 years. So Zach's not only a council member, but he's also a business owner that has had to deal with all of this right alongside us.
Yeah, and then the city manager was also in attendance, Christian Clegg. I believe BPD Chief Greg, or soon to be retired BPD Chief Greg Terry was in attendance. Yes.
I know that's going to be interesting too to see who's going to take that position into the new year.
Well, yeah, because they might have a different position on this than Chief Terry might. You never know.
That's one thing that I've learned through the years is as people, change in these different positions, the viewpoints change, and sometimes, the ways that we go change.
Yeah, and
we all have to be thinking about.
And the sheriff, Mr. Donnie Youngblood, was also in attendance with a few of his deputies as well, correct? Anybody else? T. Johnson in attendance, I believe.
She was, yep. We had Margaret Johnson was there also representing Laredo and the medical side of that. So there was a lot of people at the table that had a wealth of information and ways to make solutions for the city and for the county. So, there's a lot of people at that table, and it's just important that we keep the ball rolling into the new year, looking for ways that we can make it better. And one thing that we've found is that we've had lack of accountability in Bakersfield. We have all of the services. We have mental health. We have, flood ministries and many other service providers that are on the street. So we're addressing every aspect of this crime issue that we have. Now we just have to find accountability. And I think that's the whole point of the jail bed task force committee is what are we going to do as the new year with Proposition 36? How can we give solutions to our community members? And that's what we need to see.
And that's what we're hoping to do by finding more jail beds, essentially. And that's why you got the sheriff in there, because obviously he's in charge of Lerdo, and he's got beds and he's got full capacity. He's got lack of deputies and at least officers being able to staff the jail is what he says. And so everybody's at the table trying to figure out, what do we do next? And one of the things that they've come up with is, and I've heard this kicked around for over a year, is why doesn't Bakersfield have their own jail? Why don't we have our own jail? Why aren't we prosecuting our own misdemeanors? What's going on here? And that's one of the things that's one of the solutions being looked at, correct?
I think we've talked about it for the last 3 years as just, our mini phone conversations, the fact that Bakersfield is growing very quickly and it's spreading out. And yes, we do need to find ways to be able to protect ourselves and to be able to handle our own situations. So it's something that the community's been pushing for. When you look at other areas, jurisdictions like Orange County, that's how they handle a lot of these situations. Misdemeanor crimes are handled at a city level, and then the felony, the real bad ones, the ones that Donnie has to deal with on a daily basis, go to Lerdo. And that's what we kind of want to see here in Bakersfield, and that's what we're really pushing for, is to see this move forward in 2026 using measure and money.
Right, because like you said, it's a lack of accountability. There's no room in Lerdo, and so all of the misdemeanor people are essentially get kicked. They don't do any time.
Exactly. And, I've heard it said several times, we can hire another 150 officers. We can put an officer on every street corner, but unless we have accountability and somewhere to hold people for their crimes, we're going to continue to arrest over and over and over. I don't know the numbers exactly, but I think it was around 306 misdemeanor arrests in this last month in the city of Bakersfield. So there definitely is the crime aspect of things, but how many of those crimes were committed by the same individuals multiple times, wasting taxpayer resources?
Yeah, and they get ticketed, and then they get kicked, or they get put out on their own recognizance and said, "Oh, show up for court," and that doesn't happen. They just won't show up for court.
Yes, you did show up to our first meeting, so you were there to kind of see some of the people, and TJ was one of them there showing for the
TJ Esposito, yeah.
And I believe what he said, 86% of people do not show up if they don't have a bond on them.
Yeah, failure to appear. Those
are huge numbers.
Yeah, so why even bother? And if we could at least just keep them in jail, then maybe we can actually stick some charges on them. And that's the idea kind of here, is to be able to put these people in jail. And so they're looking at the Taft facility, which has been empty now for a few years, if I'm correct, right?
Yes, what we're looking for is balance of both compassion and accountability. So we see that there's issues on the streets when it comes to mental health and addiction. So we definitely want to be able to give the right care to the right people. But when crime is the main aspect of this, we need to be able to put them where they belong, to be able to be rehabilitated and not have this constant recidivism of being arrested and put back into the same position they were the day before.
And so where are we at on this third meeting? There's 3 of them now. Do you see any progress happening? Are we moving the needle anywhere? Is it what seems to be the consensus at the meeting? Is everybody kind of moving towards this Taft jail? And what are some of maybe the hurdles to clear? I know there's financials, there's money involved.
I would like to make this easy, and I'd like to say it's a perfect world and we can just snap our fingers and it would all be ready. But yes, you're right. There's a lot of working parts to this that the city and the county have to figure out. How is it going to be funded? And if it is funded, what resources are going to be used instead of reinventing the wheel? So they've got a lot to work out together. And then also, working with the Superior Court judges to figure out how this process is going to work. So it's not going to be an overnight thing, but it is something that's going to be happening next year as long as we keep the community on our leaders. Everybody, keep making those phone calls to your police department. If you are a victim of a crime, please take the time to report those crimes. Fill out the paperwork online. I know it is very annoying sometimes, and I get frustrated too, but it's the data that we need to be able to show that we need this. And I hear it from people, and I hear it from my customers and my fellow business owners, but we need to see the numbers and the data as well. So we need our community to write your leaders, make sure you're reporting your crimes, and make sure that we stay up on these issues that we all have together as a community.
Financially, what are we looking at? Because you would have to overhaul Taft, and I know some numbers were thrown out yesterday's meeting. What does the cost of Taft look like?
He has to go back and get his numbers. Now, Donnie did come very prepared like he does. He had several people there that were able to get definite numbers of what it would cost to be able to open an area of Lerdo to be able to hold these individuals. I know the city does have plans to go out and meet with them and see the grounds. And then with Taft, they were getting their numbers together for the next meeting as well to see what exactly, the opening costs, what retrofits would have to happen to the buildings to make them ADA compliant, and then what the operational costs would be per person per day, per diem. So there's a lot of numbers that have to come, but there at least is a plan, and we are moving forward to see with which plan is going to fit best for our community.
And if we look at the money that we're taking in with Measure N, there's plenty of money to go around, as a lot of people know that have hands out. But there's a lot of money from Measure N. What over 100 million just last year? So we've taken in tons and millions.
108 million.
108 million just last year. Just last year.
Measure N was voted in for public safety and vital services, and it's time that we refocus back onto that and make public safety our number one issue. It's not just downtown Bakersfield. I know the news headline in the newspaper this morning said downtown Bakersfield, but it's all of Bakersfield. It's all of Kern County. It doesn't matter if you're in Ridgecrest, if you're up in Fraser Park, Tehachapi, or Bakersfield. Crime is affecting all of our communities. So it's time that we find a solution instead of just Band-Aids to keep getting us through.
So does it look like, as Bob Smith was quoted in the paper several times as saying, positive? Is it positive? Do you feel positive about this, Cassie?
Positive is the way we have to keep going with this. I have remained positive for the last 7 years since the first city council meeting.
I love you, Cassie.
We are working towards positive solutions always. But yes, sometimes it does take some angry faces. It does take some Dixie Brewers out there, to show up to
some Cassie Bittles to show up to the meeting and snap a couple heads around. Come on.
It's frustrating. I know everybody's frustrated. If to say that your life hasn't been touched by homelessness, addiction, or crime in the last 7 years since we've had some major criminal justice reform, I just can't believe it. I think everybody has been affected by this at this point. Or the voters wouldn't have voted in Proposition 36 by 74%.
Right.
I mean, those are huge numbers right there. So we know what the people want. We know what our community wants. We want to see accountability, and we want to still have compassion. We are Christians. We do want to make sure everybody's taken care of, but at the same time, we have to have the rod.
I can have compassion while somebody sits in jail, Cassie. That's the thing, is people automatically go, oh, we can't put people in jail. We have to be compassionate. No, sometimes that is being compassionate. Sometimes putting somebody in jail so they can get better is what they need, and that's being compassionate.
And Donnie has prided himself on the services that they provide at Lerdo. We know that they have everything afforded to them, whether it be education, medical, or a better opportunity once on the other side. So jail is not as scary as everybody thinks it is. It is accountability, but it's sometimes what people need to get on the pathway forward, and that's what we want to be as a community, on the pathway forward.
Well, and like we talked about yesterday, it's one of the many solutions that we need to tackle this problem. It's called homelessness, but it's much bigger than homelessness. It's mental health, it's drug addiction, it's crime, and there is the true down on their luck homeless, financial instability homeless people. And I think unless we're able to attack each one of those different sectors, we're just going to continue to have this problem. So hopefully these are steps in the right direction. And I know you, Miss Cassie Bittle, will stay on top of all of it and report back to us. Why did I not get invited to the meeting? I showed up once and I told all my friends to come, and now they've secretly done them. They're like, don't tell JR anymore.
Our cars around the corner.
Don't tell JR anymore.
Know where we were.
They're like, don't tell JR anything anymore.
Oh, man. Nope. I'll make sure you know about the next one. I didn't know that there was press in the building, so I'll make sure you're there.
Yeah, apparently one at least press member showed up. And so, all right. Well, keep us abreast of the situation. I know it's going to be, we all want that quick fast solution to figure out the problem, but it's going to take a little while, and we all got to just be a little more patient, and maybe this will actually get us some of the relief that we all desperately want. Thank you so much, Cassie. I appreciate you.
Nope, I thank you, JR. We'll see you soon.
Oh, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow, girl.
Oh, that's right. Christmas party.
Christmas party. I'll see you tomorrow, girl. Thank you so much. And you guys get down there. If you guys are down there for the parade tonight and you need dinner before or after the parade, Casey Steakhouse. Just saying. Cassie Bittle, owner operator, Casey Steakhouse, plus the Stockyard right next door. It's Thursday, right? It's Thursday. Yeah. Might be a good stop after the parade as well. Get a little something to warm up with. You know. Plus our party tomorrow. It's going to be a busy, busy weekend. I'll be out at the parade tonight. I'll tell you which streets to avoid, because there's lots of closures down there. And a couple of other stories. Somebody from Bakersfield hit big at the Hard Rock. Tell you about that. And somebody is about to do something at Disneyland or California Adventure that not even I would think about doing. I'll tell you. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. We'll be right back.
News Talk.
And I'm a big Disney fan.
96.1 and AM.
I'm a big, big Disney fan. This guy is crazy. When did the lid go to my water?
I'll see you at 3.
On News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Attention, Medicare beneficiaries here in Kern County. You are eligible for Medicare.
Yeah, Sergio. I hear you. I take that personally, Joe. What do you take? Don't take it personal, Sergio. It's not you, brother. It's not the teachers, man. It's the parents. It's always the parents. Kay Taylor, how's the No Sugar November going? It's December, Kay Taylor. I'll say that. It's interesting hearing to report that. Yes, but report crime. I know it sucks. But if we're not reporting it, they don't have that data that shows. Like right now, they'll tell you that crime is down, right? We'll hear crime is down. But we all look around and we all see things and we all go, wait, that's not right. Crime isn't down. Heck, I can walk outside my house and tell that crime isn't down. I can walk around and feel it doesn't feel like crime is down, but yet they're telling me that crime is down. Well, that's because of the stats, and the stats say that because we just stopped reporting. We just gave up reporting. Screw it. Why do it? Like you said, it's tedious. I either got to go online and fill out a whole report. And why am I going to do that if nobody's ever going to get back to me? Nobody's going to show up. Why even bother calling? And that's where we've gotten. And so, yeah, all the statistics and all these numbers would say crime is down, but it's not. So that's why we still have to report. What is this? Happy holidays. Oh, wow. They used the one where I put my head on Coscabel's shoulder. That's amazing. And Snacks is how come it looks like this is our Christmas card, y'all? This is our Christmas card. We took this picture yesterday. You guys see that? Got to put it back here. You guys send me Christmas cards and I'll put them in the back. I'll put them on display in the back in the video. You guys send me Christmas cards. We'll get them all stacked up right here. So send them 1400 Easton Drive, Suite 134. Oh gosh, Chris is doing it again. Grandma loved that eggnog.
We begged her not to go.
Told her, don't go out there, Granny. It's dangerous.
Got her medication.
Grandma always got loopy when she was off her meds. We called her Fernando Hara. Oh, I'm sorry. I know how to ruin things. I know. 661-842-K. What, Chris?
That was good.
That was a good one. Huh? Hey, Granny, Fernando. 661-842-5376. 661-842-KERN. Want to thank Cassie Bittle. For those, if you guys are in the area tonight, if you're out at the Christmas parade, get on over there to Casey's Steakhouse. We did that one year, the year that it got canceled, when we were supposed to actually be in the parade, and then they said it got canceled, but it didn't end up getting canceled. We all went back to Casey's Steakhouse and just hung out there and got some. My daughter loves the steak bites, so get in there if you guys are headed to the parade, either before or after. Cassie's on it, man. I wish I would have been in that meeting yesterday, because I heard it was quite passionate there towards the end. Everybody was just kind of saying the same old. Cassie won't tell you. I'll tell you.
If I had better timing, I was going to have her come in with the Rocky music.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, because everybody's just saying, oh, yeah, we need to do this. We need to do that. Look at all these stats and all these stats and all these. It's the same thing. This is the third meeting. We're all saying the same thing. And Ms. Bittle, would you like to say something? That's like turning and saying, JR, your thoughts? Do you really want to open up that door? And Cassie gave them what for that made them all go, yeah, we probably should actually start to do something in these meetings, or the people are going to start to think that we're just meeting to say that we're meeting. Some people are there just to hold the gavel, Bob Smith. And unfortunately, Cassie Bittle, who's doing all the work and making all the progress and saying all the right things and making the biggest noise, because it needs to be said and it needs to be heard and it needs to be done, something. And unfortunately, the person that put this task force together that wants to get elected next year is going to run around town taking all the credit for it. When really, it's business people like Cassie Bittle stepping up. Like she mentioned, Dixie Brewer, Zach Bashertash, who actually has investment in this community. He's a city councilman, but he has a real job. His family runs a car dealership. They know about the crime. Name me one other person on that city council that has a job. I'll wait. And I mean a real job. Again, I'll wait. Can't wait too long. I only got 2 minutes left. 661-842-5376. 661-842-KRN. Anything on the board before we get out of here for the day, sir?
I just got one here. It says, just wait for the Olympics to come to LA and they ship all their homeless here.
Oh, let's see. They're going to ship them somewhere. Remember what they did in San Francisco when Chi showed up and Gavin cleaned up all the streets in San Francisco? Yeah, they'll do the same thing.
I think that's already started, and they just playing the long game.
No, yeah, they're going to clear them out. They got to look good for the world.
Because if you spastically put all of them on a bus at the same time, it looks way worse than you do it over time.
Yeah, you slowly ship them out little by little. So yeah, you're right, Chris. I was going to get to this story. It was something that we talked about on our way to LA the other day. More U.S. adult ages 45 and older are feeling lonely, according to a new AARP study.
Can we not?
Maybe talk about that tomorrow. As Chris and I said, hell, I can't get enough alone time. Sorry, I didn't want to speak for you, Chris. Drag you into my mess. Hey, you guys, come join me at the Christmas parade tonight. I'll be hanging around somewhere by KGET Studios. Come find me. Say hello. Just get down there early. A lot of streets are going to be closed off. A whole ton of them. Traffic is going to be a mess. If you're not going to the parade, avoid downtown altogether. Just don't even bother. But if you are coming to the parade, get there early, bring a chair, dress warm, bring some hot chocolate. Got to get out of here for the day. Make room for the Ralph Bailey Show. It's a Thursday. Michael Turnipseed, Kern Taxpayers. Daniel Petrie, Messmaker and Petrie, Wealth Advisors. This is the JR Show. Lily, Dad loves you.
This is AM 1180 KERN. Green Acres. This is 96.1 FM. Bakersfield. Online at KERNradio.com.
News this hour from Town Hall.
Cassie for city rep. Yes, vote Cassie. Suspensions and expulsions are down in the KHSD system. Yes, they are, Sergio, because you can't suspend anybody. Exactly. Exactly. That's how you skew the numbers. It's the same thing with the homeless. We don't have as many unhoused. Yeah, because we just stuck them all in hotel rooms. That's how you skew the numbers. I got to get out of here, you guys. Be good to each other. Come down to the parade. If not, get to Casey Steakhouse and just be good.